Hello, it's me again. I've got this to have a look at today. So this is the last, I think this is the last machine in the last batch of machines that Paul Universal Retro Boss gave me. There's actually that tub there and that tub there are full of different computers that I've fixed for him that I've got to take back sometime this week. I thought I'd finished, and then I found this. It was actually up on my shelf over here. I kind of just put it up there on display, but it's broken. It says it's dead. Thanks for the clues, Paul. So let's have a look. Let's get inside it and see what's what. It's broken now. Oh, I'm missing one screw here, and I can never remember. Oh, there must be a screw under each one of these, and I think there's one under here, but I don't think there's one under that foot. Yeah, there's one under this foot. The double-sided tape has come away from the foot. If it stays on the foot, it's easy to put back, but I'll have to just replace it altogether. Quite irritating though, they hid the screws underneath the feet. Right, I'm going to keep this tub with all the feet and these screws in separate because there's some more screws inside. I'm going to put in this tub. Oh, there is a screw in there. B. Right, just to remind me where the screws go, because there are different holes, and if you put the screws back on the motherboard in these holes, then obviously these are the ones where the case goes. So just to remind me, I'm just going to put an arrow next to each one of these. Move the ribbon. The ribbon actually looks intact. Maybe not. There's some cracking across here. Yeah, it's gone. Well, it might be all right. It's the outside. If that's okay, I might be able to reinforce that, but it's not likely. I have got spare ribbons or spare membranes. So it looks like a later, an 81 ULA. So that might be okay for having the back porch on it. Excellent. Right, so the first thing, I can never remember the polarity on these, and I always like to check just in case I get it wrong, is to work out the polarity of the power socket. So I want to know which one is ground, which is that one, and then which one is 5 volts, which is that one. So I'm measuring the left-hand pin, or pin 1 of the voltage regulator, just to find out where the input voltage is, and this is the output voltage, so that will be 5 volts and this will be 9 volts on here. So it is tip positive. So if I plug this in here, I should have continuity between that input pin. Let's actually, and this red lead, and I do, and between ground and the black lead. But just to check, I haven't got it on there's no dead short. That's good. So I can plug this into my bench power supply, the red one into positive and the black one into negative. Put it on 9 volts at 800 milliamps, and now I need to sort out some way of getting a picture. And you can just see my screen here. I'm actually going to plug in the UHF lead and turn this onto staticky TV and see if anything comes up. I might have to tune the telly, and here we go. There was something there. Interesting. This might really be properly dead. Let's just give the sockets a push. Right, that is interesting. Get this. Oh, actually, let's just check the voltage first. It's only drawing 400 milliamps, so nothing is bad. So we've got 8 volts coming in, 8.8 volts coming in, and 5 coming out of the voltage regulator. So the voltage regulator is okay. I think it's that pin. Yeah, 5 volts is getting to where it needs to go. I don't know what it is on this one. Yeah, 5 volts on the RAM is good. I can't remember what 5 volts is on there, but I can check the, yeah, 5 volts is getting into the modulator as well. So it's not voltage, it's not shorting out anywhere, it's not drawing excessive current. The ULA is quite warm. It's up to 50 degrees. CPU is 38 and the ROM is 36 and the RAM is 24. Nothing else is hot. Voltage regulator is very mild, 23 degrees. Right, so oscilloscope time. So I'm going to check on the CPU pin 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our clock. Yep. And that looks good. And 26 is the reset, so 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Ready? What? Am I on the wrong pin? 26 is reset. 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was on the wrong pin. Yep, reset looks okay. So I'm going to have a little scope around. This is bus request, and that is not active. And wait is not active. Bus acknowledge is not active. Write is working as it should do. Read looks a bit weird. There are lines there that look like they're activity, but it's being held high. IO request is not active. M request and HALT is active. The CPU is halted. Okay. NMI is floating, and interrupt is on and off. So we've got data lines here. Yeah, the data lines are all floating because the CPU is halted. Should get up to the clock up here somewhere. There's the clock. And these are address lines that are just going high and then low. And I think that the rest of the address lines are probably going to be very similar. That one's ground, and we're back down to, oh right, there's refresh and M1. And then reset is high. So I think it might be either the ULA or the ROM. I think the CPU is okay, but all of these are socketed. The RAM's not socketed, so I have machines with these socketed. I've got some CPUs that are just ready to go in there, so I'll put a CPU in first and see if that fixes it. But the CPU being halted, I think the ULA may be at fault here. Let's turn it off. It's always better to test the one that you're taking out in a working machine, but it's actually a bit of a pain to strip down a ZX81. I could get a Spectrum, but even so, they're still a bit more of a pain. And try the suspected faulty one in that. But let's stick a new ZX80 in here, or Z80 in here. You can call it a Z80 if you want. Yep, it's the CPU. And it's just sprung to life. So you can just see it, what you can see is a black screen, but I can see very, very dark K down in this corner here. That's just the tuner losing sync with it. So it's the CPU. I am just going to put it back in because I did give the socket a clean with contact cleaner, and it is a disgusting single wipe socket. So it could be, although these pins look very clean, I thought it might just be the socket, but I'm less sure of that now. Nope, that's broken. That's good. So all I need to do now is composite mod this, check that keyboard, and that'll be fixed. Another one bites the dust. What date are we on here? 4381. So late 1981. That's done all right. 44 years, 43 and a half years. I won't throw it away. Maybe when I've got enough chips, I'll make something, some sort of art exhibit. So you've seen me do this enough times. I've done a few videos on composite mods, so I'm just going to skip or something. Right, the composite mod is finished. It's quite a neat job. It was a bit tricky getting this can off, but I managed to get it off without damaging anything, and stripped out the guts and replace them with a new composite mod. Now, this socket in here is not populated. That's the 555 timer, and it depends on whether the ULA in here is producing a back porch or not, whether I need that or not. So the only way to test that is to not put it in, because they're a bit of a pain to get out once they're in, and connect this up. You'll see, I've already tested this. You'll see when I switch it on, we still get that very dark screen with the cursor there. So we know it's working, but the signal isn't at the right level. So I'm just going to put a 555 timer in here. Give it legs a little straighten. Like that, and try again. Perfect. I'm so impressed with the quality of these modulator replacement composite mods. They're just, every single ZX Spectrum, ZX81 that I have modified with this has been perfect, whether it's needed the 555 timer or not. Absolutely perfect. So there we go. I might try loading something and see if it works. Oh, keyboard. Let's test the keyboard. This is really flexible. I don't think I can get it into the socket far enough for it to actually do anything meaningful. Let's try that. Nope. Nothing. Oh, something's working. P worked. What? It is working. Oh no, not all of it. This row up here is not working. And neither is this one. Oh, that half of it was. Oh, about half the keys are working. I'll give it another little tweak and see if I can get it in there. Because I'd like to leave the original in there if I can. No, never mind. So I'll replace the membrane for Paul on this one. It's been probably quite an expensive one. This one, what's it? I don't know, £10 for a Z80, a composite mod. If you had it fitted, paid service, probably looking at 35, 40 quid for a composite mod, because it's quite a lot of work. and it's a reasonable amount of parts. This is my kit put together by Fuzzy Lee. There's quite a lot of stuff in there to make these. Yeah, and a keyboard membrane is, what are they? Are they 15, 20 quid now? I don't know. Paul did give me a keyboard membrane, so I'll put one of those in, and I will test this with loading a game as well. I might even test it with a memory pack. Right, feature creep. This is only drawing 300 milliamps now that now that the modulator is gone. That's half of the current draw. Right, it is keyboard membrane time. Got a little bit of a clear spot on my desk. So here's the replacement one with its sticky back. 2014. It's almost vintage itself. To get this off, I'm just going to give it a blast with some 100-degree hot air, just to warm it up. A hairdryer would do just as well for this, probably hotter than... In fact, a hairdryer is almost certainly hotter than what I'm doing here. But I don't need to preserve this, I just need to get it off clean. They're stiffer than I thought they would be. I am actually going to go for a hairdryer. There we go. I was hoping this would come with it. That's messy. And it's all going to have to come off. So I'm reluctant to spray isopropyl alcohol on it because I don't know whether that's just going to make more of a mess. It's not really doing very much at all. I might have to get a bit more brutal with a sharper scraper. Oh, this is horrible stuff. Look at it. Ah, it's just turned into gunge. How am I going to get this off? Right, I'm going to give this a go. It's just normal white spirit, which sometimes works really well on this sort of thing. I'm just going to have to be careful with the plastics, or the exposed parts of the plastics. The only reason I don't like using this is because it stinks. It's not doing much better than the IPA actually. Yeah, the IPA is doing just as good a job and doesn't smell as bad. Right, I think I'm just going to have to work at this until it's all off. Sinclair bogies. Right, now that I've got most of the actual plastic part of the sticker that was on here off, and I'm down to the adhesive, the white spirit is cutting through this adhesive much, much better. It's not quite acetone level of of dissolving plastic, but it's more aggressive than isopropyl alcohol. Well, the last thing I'm going to go over it with, let's get this off, is some window cleaner. Actually, I'm going to use a microfiber for this. It's got a pimple right in the middle. So this goes in here like that. Just have a little practice run. I've still got some gunge on my fingers. That should do. All right, it's a little bit rough around the edges, but okay. I'm going to have to make sure that's pushed all the way back, and then I can just push it down. Never done one of these before. All right, cue my phone is going to ring, probably. Interesting. These are a lot stiffer. I didn't do a very good job of that. So I'm actually going to heat it up and try again. I'm hoping it will come off, otherwise I've wasted one. Oh. Right, let's try again. I didn't line it up across very well. That's better. Perfect. Right, let's try it. Yeah. Right, that works. The keyboard is all fully working, but horrible. Horrible. No key repeat on this. That was quite a big deal when we got a ZX Spectrum, that you had key repeat. So you could hold down the key and it would start tick, 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 ticking. Beautiful. Well, I was going to load a game on it, but through my Tap ZX, but I can't find any 1K games to load on it. But I will test it and I will make sure it works. I would have put a 16K RAM pack on it and loaded 3D Monster Maze, but my 16K RAM pack is in one of those machines, in one of those boxes, on its way to Paul. And he owes me a 16K RAM pack. So we'll see when he gets that and he can test this with his 16K RAM pack. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.